My Community Cooks is a program created by Vuma in partnership with the Soweto Wine and Lifestyle Festival, Native Rebels and the Soweto Theatre. The network is open to musicians, photographers, designers, artists, dancers and social innovators. Creative submissions will have the opportunity to be showcased to a global audience through a series of live performances filmed at the iconic Soweto Theatre. The portal also hosts cooking workshops facilitated by Chef Mpho Phalane. With over 6 years of running the business, she has been very intentional on zoning in on her food style that is a reflection of her own upbringing and experiences. She joins us now to share more. Mpho, a very good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to Morning Live.
Good morning, Cynthia. How are you doing?
I'm very well, Mpho. Good to have you on the show this morning. So you left the advertising industry to be a full-time chef, isn't it? How did that all happen? What led to that decision?
Oh, it's passion and love. Hey, I can't say more than that, really. I just heeded a call and just listened to what my heart was asking for, really.
And you followed your heart. And what are your earliest memories of cooking?
Sure. My mom, she used to travel a lot, and every time she used to go away, instead of, inviting my friends to throw a party or something, I used to be hosting my friends at home, cooking lunches, etc. So those are some of my earliest memories.
And I suppose your mom is the cook in the family. And how much influence did she have in your food style and, being intentional about making food that reflect your own upbringing?
So my mom she really can prepare a meal out of very little, and she's like a one pot kind of meal person, and I think she's also created that ease around cooking.
She also said something to you.
What did she say?
What did mom?
She said power talk.
Power talk. Yeah.
Do you know Mommy is on TV? What's her name?
That's Marang, my daughter, my first
Hi,
one.
Marang. Do you know that Mommy is on TV right now? And do you know that you are on TV?
You're on TV, Nana. I was actually saying that so on brand. I was expecting them to wake up literally at the moment when I'm doing this interview.
Yeah. That's so sweet, man.
This is our life.
All right. Now, Mpho, describe to us your kind of food or your style and how you somehow also add your personal touch and experience and upbringing.
So I really harness and I focus on cooking that and preparing food that makes people at ease. So when I cook, I start from people, and then that kind of informs the meals that I'm going to prepare. So it's not really about, putting ingredients together only, but it's understanding the people who will be at my table first.
Okay.
And then from there, work it a little bit backwards. And I really want people to always be feeling free, to feel like home, have a sense of belonging, etc. So that also I play around with a lot of our own South African foods, to bring that, because you just kind of want to invoke memory for people. You want to invoke moments that, are far gone, but they're still there somewhere. So it is a little bit of memory. It is about nostalgia, and then just giving it a bit of a modern feel and take.
I quite like your flexibility in cooking for people. I mean, you just read the mood, you just see the people, and you see that this is the kind of food that they will enjoy. Now, tell us about the Community Cooks. What is your role there?
Wow. So I was chosen as an ambassador, and really just to talk from my space and my culinary space. And really it's just to tell my story and how I can also encourage other people to go out there and basically do their thing. So in that, we started a little bit about talking about where I come from. I was born and raised in Soweto, from Protea North, and also I lived with my grandmother in Central Western Jabavu, and really just going through that whole story of living with my grandmother, living at home, and then we also visited my great aunt's house, and they've been entrepreneurs basically my whole life. They've had a spaza shop for 45 years, and just to get that angle of that story also about people who are resilient, and when we went to visit them with the crew, there wasn't any electricity in that part of Diepkloof. And speaking to my aunt, she was like, no, we haven't had electricity for 2 months, you know. And I think for me, those were moments of sadness, I guess, but also just to really understand what resilience looks like. And these are the faces, you know. I think about a month before or something, part of their shop burned down also, but they were carrying on. You know, they were carrying on. And I think at this point in time with COVID, etc., we do need these stories to kind of pick us up and keep us going, you know, and it just has different faces. It wears different faces in different places, you know.
Sure. So, and Mpho, I understand that you offer mentorship and guidance to upcoming chefs. Yeah, please do share more on that.
Yeah, so I mean, I have a lot of young chefs who come in and want to work with me. And I think for me, that's important. My door's always open. I think the culinary industry is very tough. You know, it needs you to be very disciplined, etc. And I'm always open to sharing that. You know, I'm not a qualified chef. I'm self-taught. But in order for me to have migrated into that world, I had to understand what it required of me. And, you know, it's taken a lot of me. I mean, like even time with my family, etc. I'm not at home as much. But it's also just understanding that discipline, you know, and they come and work with us, you know, and they learn, etc. I'm opening up a new restaurant right now, and it will have like a test kitchen portion to it. So that for me is also quite important, because it will allow us to do, you know, really spend time in just like practicing the art, and, you know, just having those moments of failure and successes, you know, just in a very easy environment. Yeah.
And last time I checked, you used to host the first Sunday lunches. Do you still do, though? What happens there? Now, just paint us a picture for us.
Okay, so I used to be a tenant at a space that was an art precinct called Victoria Yards. So that I was there for about 2 years before COVID hit. So I moved out last year in August. And basically, first Sundays, the whole precinct, so all creatives would basically come together and open up their studios and, you know, kind of showcasing their different skill sets, and you could come and purchase, etc. So me being food, I had a private dining studio, and that was also like where my kitchen was. So I would host my occasional restaurant once a month, and basically would have a huge, massive harvest table with about, you know, anything from like about 20 to 25 kind of different dishes, etc. And, you know, people would sit in my courtyard, very, very small courtyard also. But I think that's where I realized the beauty of like putting people together and connecting people, because the courtyard was small, you know, but you'd be sitting to somebody else you don't know, and then you're striking a conversation, and there you are, you've got somebody else at your dinner table, you know, and it just... I think that's where I realized that, like, this food is also, it's really central. People are really central.
Unfortunately, we are out of time. But just briefly, for more on your cooking and recipes, where can people follow you?
Okay, so you can follow me on my Insta page, which is Food I Love You _ and then on my website, which is www.foodiloveyou.co.za.
All right. Mpho, lovely chatting to you. Thank you so much for joining us. Keep cooking.
Oh, take care.
All right, thank you. The My Community Cooks campaign aims to support local talent in giving them a platform to showcase their work, as well as support them in economic recovery. Now, the workshop was facilitated by a Soweto-based chef, Mpho Phalane.